Concerning hobbles. There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill in Baggin. There always will be.
Alright, what's up, chat room? Let's get straight to it, shall we? Hey there, guys. It's been a while since I've been on camera. How's it going? Alright, so the first thing we're going to work on today is we're going to work on a timeline so that I can make it clear to everybody what's going down. So everyone is, like, aware of what to expect. And then from there, I'm probably going to work on just the stuff for the Kickstarter. So right now we're doing a lot of back-end work to making sure that everything's ready. And then over the course of this week, we'll probably launch the quick Kickstarter based off that work. And then and we'll just be in full production. So here's to the first of many productive Prism streams. So let's see. Half that month by December. How am I feeling? Still sick? No, I'm feeling better now. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit there, but finish up Prism backend work. Launch Kickstarter. Establish stream schedule. Kickstarter. Starter. Stream schedule probably going to be Monday through Friday, 12 4, and Saturday 'Community night. Sunday, free day, whatever we feel like doing. Making a roadmap? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thanks, Waymaker. Thanks, Vito. Okay. I'm gonna get all that done to the rest of June. In July is when we hit the hard stuff. What I have to finish for July is maybe I should. Or book. Well, I've got that under here. At launch, I'm gonna. The pre slots there. So I'll already have the intro done in June. My big focus point in July will be class. Full focus on that. Because that's going to be the meat and potatoes of what people are going to give it. Is how. So if there's 120 classes, $31 days means I'd have to finish 4 classes. I'd have to finish 4 classes a day. If I do a 4-hour stream every day, that have to complete one class, a class hour. That's only I work every day. Why? Three days. But I have to do 6. So I'd have to do a class and a half. Thanks for the resub, Nora. Your day at work's going well too. Feasible for me to close class. These classes took me I've laid a lot of groundwork for the classes already. How many classes are there going to be? 120. That's my count. Or so. 6 standard, 6 continents, 12, and I think 13. Plus 12, so 30. 120. If I got 23 work days. So I've got to basically do 6 classes a day. I have 4 hours. So, class and a half every hour. That's going to be hard. I already have a lot of groundwork done for a lot of the classes, but I have to make sure the class is completely done. Three, 4, 7, 9, 10. That means for each class, I need to design 10 abilities.
9 rings were gifted to the race of men, who above all else
10 abilities.
desire
I have to do a
power.
class and a half, so that's 15. Oh. So 4. Class and a half. I have to make an ability every 4 minutes. I suppose I'll have some of the classes done for the, but even then, bye. I'd have to 6 hours. At a 1.5, I just said I have 6 minutes. Yeah, I think what it's gonna come down to is I'm just gonna have to see how it feels after the first week. Because if I can keep up the rate required to finish a class and a half each hour, then I think we've already done a lot of ground. I already have, like, some of this stuff is systemic, right? Some of these abilities are like same one-hand specialists. There's a lot of abilities that are gonna, you know, bleed over. So the actual rate won't be that bad, but it gives a general idea for the work rate. How long is your work day? Right now, 4 hours. I generally tend to work in short bursts. So, making my work stream 4 hours means that I'll have time to do other content afterwards, in case like a really cool game comes out or something. But more importantly, that's pretty much my sweet spot for creativity. Full focus class. Yeah, I think I have to, and that's the only thing I can do. Is just I have to get. August. How many days do I got? August end slot, so that one. I have 21 days. Guess I need to do full race completion. God, there's so many races. I think it was something like 62 races. I think. What does that look like? I got 21 days. I gotta deal 62. I gotta do 3 races. 3 races a day. I basically gotta do one an hour. Of course, not all races are going to be created equal in that regard, because some of them are going to have a lot more free and a bunch. Are they basically going to be the same races Edge of Twilight ran into? Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, it's going to be, not the aliens, obviously, but the races of Farum as a whole, the central planet. So, it's going to be stuff like the elves and all their subtypes, like a Sharkai elf, or a Kalkatesh elf, stuff like that. And then you're going to have so many different kinds of humanity. Gnomes, you're gonna have halfling, stuff like that. I'm gonna need to draw 62 races for the source book. No, unlikely, Nora. Because most of the racial differences are cultural. Like, they're still gonna look like elves. I mean, some of them will look different, like the Sharkai. They're gonna look different, but... yeah. I mean, what I'm probably going to do anyway for that is I'll try to supplement that work anyway. Like, if I get Waymaker to do races. Because I like how he does... Waymaker's really good at doing, like, clothing stuff. I think that'll really help with deviations. But, I mean, we'll see. Like, I gotta make them first, right? I know July is gonna take all of my fucking time to do the classes. It's gonna take so much time. In August, I focus on races. Don't think it's going to take that much time. I don't think it's going to take... Probably going to finish. My rate of finishing a race's mechanics will probably be faster than 1-4. Especially if they have polarities.
Sam, I'm glad you're with me.
When is your deadline? Deadline for which part? Closest deadline I have is I want to launch the Kickstarter by the end of the month. And then that way, through the entire course of July, I'll be working on the classes. And, you know, I could put art up, stuff like that. Because July is full class focus. Like, that's where I'm going to be working on all the classes. What could I do for the rest of August? I finished. I could do Alien classed map work. Do the races. World map for alien classed. Or finish it, rather. Okay. Completion. Alright, so let's say I get all that done. September is start of practice games. Such as arenas and prologue. Exploration.
It's over now.
I think this is when we open pre-orders. No, because this is where things get hard. I was going to do pre-ordering for the Prism slots after the Kickstarter ends. The thing is, I won't have anything extra for the pre-order slots in September. because this is what I would do. When I would do the panel discussions, balance reviews, favored slots. Goulet is proof of your regional act. What? Are you trying to say July? Well, that's the that's the idea, Killer Joy Panda, is that people that pre-order would get access to favored slots and stuff to do all that stuff. The problem is I won't have anything for them between July and August. I guess it doesn't matter. Because if I release pre-order, people could just not pre-order until September, I guess. So it doesn't really... I would just feel bad for the people that pre-order, then I have nothing for them between July and August because I have to finish all that shit. Its parameters are found. Character building. Practice. Pre-order channel discussion. Previews. Views. Favorite. Have the spell lists done before. inventory. Item rules complete. Them. Armory skill trees. Rules. Crafting decision. Armory skill tree. Yeah, so one of the things that I'm thinking of doing is that weapons will have skill trees, which will work kind of similar to how spells are augmented for martial characters. And so you'll have passives, maneuvers, and masteries that you can pick up for each of the different weapon types. And all the weapons are a part of different families that give them similar abilities. So the idea is that there's going to be a lot more weapon and armor-based progression characters than the current system. Weapon switch gonna be rough? Not really. That's why weapons are put into families. So if you switch from like a longsword to a rapier or a greatsword, it's still the same family. Don't you need to figure out how the sub-attribute interact before you design the classes? Well, I already know how they interact with the system, and that'll be done up here. Kickstarter launch and bro. All the core rules will be finished in June, that I can launch the Kickstarter. Or at the very least, the basic conceptualization of the core rules. I mean, I'll still have to like .I, make sure it's all clearly written, but I'm gonna do all that during the Kickstarter launch and the intro, because all that shit's just gonna be on the Kickstarter, and then I'll have like a little PDF booklet that I send out. Like that's literally what the remaining time I have in G4 is for getting ready for the Kickstarter and then finishing the. So by the time I get to making classes, all the sub-attributes will be done. Like most samurai back in the day could operate a bow, blade, and spear in equal capacity. Would that be possible here? I think so. Yeah. Thank you, Sunny, for the 5 good subs. Dreadlore asks, is the base mechanic D20 or something else? It is going to be a D20 system. Okay. Good so far. Pretty sure that's what I could get done in October. Hmm. Class race. Alien class. No. Jeremy's. Jeremy's lore. Pamphlets. No. Books. Yeah. I think I get started there. Not. But I do know fair. Continent. I don't think I can do it. Probably gonna. Or 4 hours. I guess we'll see how I feel at the end. December I will deal. Lock in full release of test content. Begin player recruitment. Recruitment and character building finalization and interviews and session zeros. Finalize class story with character choices. With stories.
Do not come between the Nazgul and his prey.
That's everything. Sure, I'll add stuff as time goes on.
above all else desire power.
I think I should do the remainder of my time on world descriptions. Because the sooner I get this done, the sooner I can get it to Crow. Overwhelmed. So I gotta have another sick world map Crow, man. I swear, I think that's one of the reasons why Corvinus was popular. Saw that map and they were, wow. This is my shitty art, so don't look at it too closely. It's gonna look a lot better whenever I give it to Hi Arcadum, is there any way to pick your brain about a troublesome player's habits? I fear he is decreasing the fun of the other players in my game. Sure. I need more info, obviously, but I bet I'll see what I can do. Mostly he's taking a very long time on his turn in combat. He enjoys using the terrain and being creative, but it takes up to 5 minutes. Sadly, that is where he draws his D&D fun. I don't want to set a timer, but the other players have said to me that it's hard to keep engaged. Well, here's what you do. Talk to him about it. Tell him he's taking too long in his turns. Work with him to figure out how you can get the turns to be done faster. For terrain and stuff like that, have that stuff pre-described. Like whenever, to limit the amount of actual time it takes, you can do a lot of this by preemptively answering player questions, right? So if you know that this guy really enjoys using the terrain and out-of-the-box thinking for combat, I dare say, if I were a gambling man, that this kind of guy, this kind of player tries to do things outside of the normal mechanics of the game, like, ooh, if I grease the floor, can I set it on fire? You know, stuff like that. Trying to use the environments and force interactions where the game does not have interactions, right? Which is what it sounds like the player also does. The best thing that you can do is tell them that they're taking too long and that it's affecting other people's enjoyment, because the sooner you do it, the easier it'll be to deal with. Number two, what you can do as a DM is you can preemptively answer a lot of those questions by describing the terrain to the best of your ability at the beginning of any fight. Now, I do this by using like visual markers on like Foundry and stuff. Like, I designate how high up something is, where hard cover is, especially if it's relevant. Things like that. That's the best thing you can do. But this is also, like, very much on the player as well, by how much they want to explore and push an issue, right? There's nothing wrong with them doing that, but like you just described to me, you know, it's causing problems, so now you as the DM need to paper that. That would be my advice. TLDR is, talk to them about the time they're taking, and if the terrain, as you mentioned, is a specific thing that they like to interact with, then your descriptions and pre-answer those questions. Damn, I hope not to have to talk to him directly. I'm not the most confrontative person. Thanks for the in-game tip. Think of that. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be pleasant, right? But that's part of your job. Like, that's part of the social contract that people give to you to be a DM, is that you are given a semblance of authority, right? In order to run the game. Part of that stems from you have to talk to people if they're being disruptive, right? And the idea, hopefully, is that these people are your friends anyway, so they would listen. And something else, like, let's imagine the worst case scenario. You go to this person, you tell them, hey, this is happening, and then they blow up at you and they leave the game. Good. That means they weren't mature enough to play. You know, I don't think it's cruel, nor should anyone treat it as cruel, that if a player chooses to remove themselves because they are not mature enough to handle feedback, then the game wasn't for them anyway, right? The only way D&D works is if the DM has authority with the understanding of Rule 0. Fun is the objective, right? That's the whole reason that you're doing it. And as long as you attempt to accomplish that fun for everyone involved without anybody getting hurt, well, then you've done it. That's your job. Unfortunately, some people's version of what fun is going to be different than what other people's versions of fun is. And one of the hardest parts about being a DM, I think, is the people management. Like, all the shit I'm doing right now, this stuff is, it takes a lot of work, but it's fairly easy compared to trying to herd the cats of people and get all of their personalities not to explode against each other. The only part of DMing I don't like is the very thing that I just suggested that you do, which is you have to talk to them. It's not going to be pleasant, it's going to suck, but you have to do it, because the other side of that coin is that if you don't address it, it's not going to change, right? And then eventually, the other players will run out of patience, and then they might leave. And if more than one of them leave, then you're in an even worse position than risking that person to leave, right? And furthermore, they left frustrated with you for not, addressing it. Or, which is more likely, actually, they will address it. And they will address it most likely in a more intense sounding way than you going to them and having a talk with them. You know what I mean? Like, there is a understanding of neutrality that comes from being a DM as well when you go to engage with somebody like that. And believe me, I don't like that shit either. I would very much prefer to never have to do any of this player maintenance, is what I call it. Like, I don't want to have to do any of this player maintenance. I don't want to have to go talk to them, make sure that they're okay with playing with this person because these two had like an argument outside of game that obviously affected them in game, even though they pretend that it didn't, but it's obvious that it did because neither side can admit that they're being affected by it. And then people will just lie to avoid accountability, so then you have to like navigate your way through that, and it's just, people are complex, and oftentimes it's got to get worse before it gets better. Now, maybe none of that happens. Maybe this guy's super mature, and when you go to him, he'll be like, you got it. That's the best case scenario. But we prepare for the worst and hope for the best, so. I'm probably not alone in loving the creative DMing side and not necessarily the social leading side. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, think about, granted it's changed slightly, but think about the general people that play D&D, right? They're people that, like I said, this has changed since when I started, but generally speaking, people that play D&D play it because it is a social game where they can be social while not being good at being social, right? It attracts a certain personality type or series of types to play in it, right? Like, that's where people go that might not be confident themselves. That's where people might go that aren't good at talking to people normally, except to the guise of fantasy. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. You've all been to your local game store. You've seen the people that play D&D. Generally speaking, those types of people, my people, by the way, are people that just aren't good at being social in the first place in the traditional sense. Now, obviously, that's not a generality 100% or anything, and I think now today it's probably not even half, but it is kind of the standard that the whole community was built on back in the day. So I think it's perfectly acceptable that you want to be creative, but not confrontational. Absolutely, which is the point I was leading. I know some of that's probably going to be clipped out of context, sent on LSF, and be like, bah, 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 he said, whatever. Ignore that shit. The point is, it's okay. It is okay for you to not want to do confrontation. But it is your job. And if you don't do it, things won't get better, right? Just wait. But I still love it. Yeah. Like, see, the thing that makes D&D so great, that despite whatever people, like, might be a part of it or whatever, which there is a what would you say, a stigma, right? There's like a stigma of like, ooh, nerds that can't talk to people or weirdos or whatever play D&D. Well, that's obviously not true, right? But that is something that people used to think about people that play D&D. But now in the modern era, people don't think that way anymore. They really don't, which is a very good thing. Or at least it's heavily tapered down. Right now, all kinds of people play D&D openly. Like, man, some of the people I've ran for, celebrities. I've ran for the ambassadorial aid to India, or an ambassadorial aid in training to India. Like political powered people. Like, I've ran for all kinds of people. Like, anybody can play D&D, and I truly believe in that. Like, that's one of my top principles. Anybody can play D&D, and everyone should, at least. But anybody can play D&D, right? So just approach it that way. And if this person, whoever they are, reacts poorly, that's not on you. That's on them. Simple as that. Yeah, see, there you go, Osling. That's so outdated, right? Well, yeah, it is, but that doesn't mean the perception of it is, right? Like, there are people that still think that being nerdy is bad, right? Not as many as there were 10 years ago. This might be a little bit of this might be my old man coming out, but because I'm 35 now. But 10 years ago, it wasn't as acceptable as it is now. It was more acceptable than it was 20 years ago. When I was 13/215, trying to run D&D at my high school, I got shut down from starting my own D&D club because one old lady thought it was the devil and it required a unanimous decision. Her voting no means I didn't get my D&D club. That happened in my lifetime, to give you an idea, right? Thankfully, I think we're at a point that that's probably not happening anymore for people that are 15 now, right? That are trying to start their D&D club, which is a good thing. It's just, change takes time, perceptions take time, and it's gotta calculate all that. Like, be just sitting here rambling. I hope that was helpful. Infecting my highly Catholic cousins now. Their parents love that they spend hours not on. I mean, yeah, it's great, man. D&D is best game ever made. Believe that, 100%. All right, I gotta get this shit done. It is boiling hot in this room, so I'm gonna go get a fan and point it in my face. Be right back. All right, chat. Tell me if you hear the fan or not. There we go. It is baking and hot. Anyway. Yeah, I hope that helped. Man, it's been a while since I've just yapped on stream, isn't it? And on camera, too. Oh my. No noise gate working? Cool. Cool. Ooh. Beep. Beep, 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 boop. Beep. Let's get to work. Gotta get you window unit. Is this leaning? I need lo-fi beats to create. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. You guys were saying that the mic was cutting out some of my words. The end of my words. Okay. Well, I've got the mic a little closer. Hello. So, hopefully that fixes some of it. I'm gonna finish eating my spaghetti and meatballs. What? I was muted again? Can you hear me now? Okay. As I was saying, what's really cool about this new continent that I'm like approaching is I'm gonna do kind of like a hex access system where I'm staring at my mic now. You unlock new regions. Why did that zoom in? Ah! It's oh wait, no, that. Well, now you get my face. And just my face. Anyway, sorry. It's just This camera is mysterious. Now it's not following me. I'm just gonna eat my spaghetti. Mom! Anyway, when people unlock a new area, I want it to be like it flashes Dark Souls on you know, above the screen, like how Dark Souls does it. Was like, and Orlando, you know, stuff like that. That's what I was trying to say. I'm really looking forward to people discovering new regions, investigating those regions and stuff like that. You must unlock more hex regions of your camera. For real. Yeah. Yeah. What a mysterious device. What a breathtaking device. Yeah, I like that, Killer Joy Panda. I sure do like my spaghetti meatballs. Show food, show the balls. All right. Anyway, I'm excited about the exploration. I think people are going to really have a good time. Because each region's going to have, like, its own pitfalls, its own, you know, its own risks, its own enemy types you can run into. Oh, it's going to be so great. And people are going to get missions to go and explore those places and then, like, bring back things and, like, actual expeditions and stuff. And now I've opened up a cold one with the boys. Okay. Mexicola? Yeah. I got like a little mini fridge next to my computer. And I have it stocked. Does the camera bother you guys how zoomed in it is? Is it bad? Okay. I feel like I'm like, hey! Put it down a little bit. Action. Oh, that's just. Please. Please. It's way too close and I love it. Okay. I guess I could always just... Ah, there we are. Greetings, chat room. Alright, so this is what I got so far for the regional. I'm gonna describe them to you guys. You tell me if you think they're cool or not. And let me know if my mic cuts out anything. So the first area we have is Kazor's Landing, which is going to be the landing area for Alien Class. It'll be the name of the encampment that you guys started. We have the Screaming Taiga, the Pools of Arak, Veil of Shattered Glass, the Bitter, the Wounded Mountain, the Sunken Chasm, the Grasping Corridor, Smiling Gazka. You have the Gasping Forest, Mesmeric Meadows. I like that last one a lot. These places are gonna be so cool! I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so good. People are gonna be like, oh my god. Whoa. Wow. Crazy. What's a Gazka? Oh, it's the name of the mountain. Smiling Gazka is the highest peak in Alien Class. Stares down with teeth-like ridges that form into a smile-like formation. The egg on the left, that's my version of the world map. Thank you. That's Alien Classed. Before I send it to Crow, who will make it not look like garbage. Skeleton Man! Skeleton Man! Hideous. Do we know if the Dugar are going to be a playable race at this point? Most likely. All signs point to probably. How is everyone doing today? Me, I'm doing great. Ah! Good stuff, Crunch. Ba 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 ba. Skibbity penis toilet. Sorry, I'm thinking, but I don't want you guys to be bored, so I'm just making faces at the camera. Ugh. Sorry I'm not saying much, chat. I'm just burning my head thinking of cool things. Or at least trying to. Do you use Chat GPT for your ideas ever? No. No, I do not. Do you not agree with it? It's not that I disagree with it, I just think it's a crutch. That's all. Thanks, books. That's my artistic representation of the map of Alien Class before I send it to Crow. That's OP's butthole. You know, I have kind of a weird take on AI that I'm just sitting here thinking about. I think, like, I wouldn't use it for ideas, but only because I think it would make my work weaker, not better. But that doesn't mean that you can't use other things for inspiration. Because all AI really does is it just incorporates a bunch of stuff that's already out there that you can research, trying to give it to you in like a time-filled manner. Whenever it's like, whenever you're dealing with like idea generation. Chat GPT, write me a D&D module. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. The big like controversial outlook, I think, that it steals art on the internet, and people like try to sell AI art and stuff. And now obviously I think that's wrong and also kind of pointless, truth be told. But I do think that I don't think the whole thing is bad. Like, nearly every digital artist I've ever spoken to uses tools to make drawing easier, right? Like, that's AI, or at least technology, right? I mean, the fact that you can control V, you know what I mean? The fact that you can undo in and of itself, I think, is a huge technological advantage that they would have over, artists hundreds of years ago, right? So it's like, technology is going to change how we view art. It just is going to do that. For me, the base generation of the idea, I want to be from my own filter, from what I read, intake, recongest, and then put out. Because I think that people that try to make original works are trying to do the wrong thing. Because the only way that you could come up with an original idea, a truly original idea, is if you think of something that no other human has ever thought of ever, which is incredibly unlikely. And even if it did happen, how would you know? So what's the point? I try to look at it like chefs cooking food, right? When two chefs cook the same meal, they use the same ingredients. But how they prepare it, the quality of the ingredients, so on and so forth, can make the meal night and day of difference, right? Like, good or bad. That's the way I look at it. Like, storytelling, game mechanics, they're all made of the same ingredients. How you prepare them, present them, and use them are the things that matter. Now, some people can use, like, AI, ChatGPT, whatever, to help them generate their ideas. Sure. I just think that that's a crutch because I trust myself. That's all. Think of it like this, though. The more material you bounce off the wall, the more connections can cause unique and cool combos. Yeah, but the problem with that is that when you do it through ChatGPT, you're getting the opinions, essentially, of other people. Right? And you're also getting it through... I mean, I'd have to look at the parameters of what ChatGPT AI, but I suspect it's going to be whatever the most popular shit is, right? That makes sense to me. That's where it's going to get the most hits. That's what makes the most sense to me. So the likelihood of you getting new ideas that have yet to be explored in a unique way is actually less likely if you use that because of that parameter, right? Now, I might be wrong, and that's how AI uses it, but that's really the only way it makes sense to me, because where is it drawing from? The internet. Most popular ideas, filter to the top, going to use those first. It wants you to be successful. I would rather have a bad idea that I came up with myself than a good idea that I used an AI to help me make. And the reason for that is because I learn more and am better from me failing at my own idea than from just using ChatGPT. I made it to the top of my field by innovating, not doing what everyone else was doing. That's really the best answer I can give. You're the parameter of uniqueness, though. It's your humanness that transforms the output through hashing it out. I would agree to a certain point, because when most people use ChatGPT, they're doing it because they don't want to have to spend the time to think, right? Or they think they don't have the ability to do so. And I think that, in and of itself, lowers the amount of you that is put into it. So it actually is contradictory to use it if that's the purpose you're seeking. Let me put it to you another way. What someone would get from ChatGPT, I get from watching a series of fantasy movies and thinking about how I would do it differently. To me, it's the same thing, but it's fully cultivated within myself, and it's how would I describe this in a metaphor? I think there's a certain point where it makes it so easy that you get worse. That's why I call it crutch, right? You don't use the muscle because you're outluring it to somebody else. It's like people that don't need calculators to do math versus those that need calculators to do math, depending upon the basic level of arithmetic, right? Same basic principle. It's also like, I think something else, like every artist I've ever spoken with about AI, all pretty much have given me the same parameter that it's good as an aid, not the base. And too many people use it as the base. And I think that's the problem. Oh my god, it zoomed out. Why did it zoom out? Like, I don't understand this camera. I don't get this camera at all. ChatGPT, make my camera better. You know, real talk though. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think we are perhaps even within our lifetime going to get to the point to where we have like Jarvis level interaction with AI though, because the bridge will basically be where our phones are, which they'll be up here or they'll be implanted in us somehow, and then you just ask an AI to do something for you. Asking a computer to complete tasks is completely different from asking a computer to create an idea, right? And that's the big difference between us and computers. And maybe we'll get to the point when a computer can reach the level that it is a person conceptually as a thought, and we like breaks Turing's test or whatever. But that'll probably happen after I'm dead, so you know what I mean? So good luck, everyone else. But anyway, I don't have a problem if a DM uses ChatGPT to like help them come up with ideas, because there's a good way to use it and a bad way to use it, right? The good way to use it would be ChatGPT. You shit a bunch of parameters in, it writes a story for you, and you go, I like that, I don't like that, let me switch all this around and then write it myself, but with this to help. That's fine. Using it as a template adjustment, using it as a stencil, if you will, to trace a base story and then you fill it in with yourself. I don't have a problem with that. I think that overall, doing that does make you weaker as a storyteller, not stronger, or at the very least, it stagnates you. But I don't have a problem with it because, especially if someone's brand new and they don't know what to do and they don't have access to someone like me, or don't do well in the YouTube library of explanation, you know, it's whatever. Like, it's a training tool. I think that's how I would put it. It's a training tool. But if you tell ChatGPT, write this campaign for me, and then you use that campaign and make no changes at all, that is the bad way to use it, because that's not even trying. You see what I mean? I think that's where I would draw the line in the sand, right? I think that using it at all is a training tool, and the idea is that you should get to the point that you don't need it. Using only it and not putting in the work is just being lazy. I know that sounds cruel, but that's really what it is. You're just being fucking lazy. And the third thing is it's just, I trust people to do things on their own. I trust an artist when they make something that they're the ones that have the spark of magic, whatever you want to look at it as. That's kind of the way I look at it, I think. But we'll see what the future has. The point is I have a great artist team, and they crank out stuff, and they do it without AI. But they do use tools. I've seen them use undo, especially Nara. Talk about an AI experience. God, I love Nara. Just like, here, have this. Like, Nara, this is great. And then he gives me something else. This is my masterpiece. But you said this was your masterpiece, and this is way better than that one. It's like, did you just get dramatically better in 2 weeks, or have you been fucking with me this whole time? Never. I never did that. Never. I'd never do it. Ever. You know, I'm just thinking about that more. I delete my entire canvas upon a single mistake. But not your entire sentence, right? Also, I might be overcooking the Sohei. You know what, chat? You tell me what you think. Hold on. Well, let me showcase some stuff here real quick. Go to give you an example of some stuff that I'm talking about. Stuff. How far up do I need to scroll? Wait. Oh, he sent me a new one. Nice. Let me show you some stuff, chat room. This is the kind of stuff that we got artists for. Look at what Nara's been doing. Look at this. Look at this. You see this shit? Look at that. Look at that boy. Look at that fancy boy. like he's been doing some work, chat room. So that's the marksman. I'm going to show off some of the other ones here. Then we have the spell wind. Look at that. We have the investigator. Did he put it in leadership team? Gladiator. The monastic. Look at the detail on this. Sojourner. Spire Ale. Man, he went off on the details on this one. Look at this. Look at that shit. That's the quality I'm hoping that I get to show off for alien class. Like, isn't that awesome? I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no, it's coming. Oh, let me go look at the new one. You know, Nora, I think maybe what's off here is instead of doing like this and walking with it reverse grip, maybe he should be doing like this, you know, like this, but with the shovel down. Something like that. Or maybe he does the thing like here, where he's like, it's resting across his shoulders. That might be cool. I mean, I like it no matter what. You know me, I'm easy to please, so. Frustratingly so, according to the artists. What do you think about this? I think it's amazing. Anything else? I think you're great. Thanks. Okay. I plan to draw a whole clan of them. A whole clan of them. Okay. Are you at work right now, Nara? Or, wait, no, wait. For you, it would be... what, 10 o'clock? 10 p.m.? I gotta stretch. Ooh. Gotta stretch. It's 3 a.m. Oh, God. I have work in an hour. Did you just wake up super early? Having your breakfast divinations? That was my favorite thing. God, every time brass tacks. Let me tell you my breakfast divinations about what's gonna happen today. Woke up at midnight. Lamau. The divinations are always either on the dot or near misses. What do your divinations say about the Kickstarter, Nara? Read me my fortune. Got nothing. Hey, that means nothing bad. Sure, books. So, you can see my mouse, right? You can, okay. So this middle part is pure Leyline energy. It is a huge drop down, like into the abyss. Mana just pouring up out of it. And that mana pulsed out like this, creating the different rings that make up alien class landmass. Well, that's how it works. Oh no. Oh no, it's following me again. It zoomed in. Did it adjust? It's blue. I have to be careful. If I make hand signs, the camera does things. Yeah, the hole's about that big. Oh, I guess it's not supposed to be that big. I'll just have Crow adjust it. What's the scale? believe... I don't think I've decided yet. It is going to be big, though. At least comparable in size to, probably Glass, I think. Is the whole landmark or a dungeon? Dungeon. Oh, it's gonna be both, Nara. Having a great day, Chance. You know, I knew that streaming, there'd be some assholes come on here and say some dumb shit. But I am curious. Do you, like, just even know why you're saying that? You know anything? Just saying some crazy, just mean, dumb, untruthful shit like that? Or are you just saying it to get a response? Can't really decide which. In either case. Absolutely ridiculous. I'd say it's more landmark than dungeon, Nora. I just don't get it, man. People come in here to say some fucking mean shit based off something that they know nothing about. I mean, I feel sorry for them. I really do. Oh well. You're not going to come out on top here. Stop deflecting. This isn't a joke. Stop pretending to be aloof. Apologize immediately if you don't want to get a visit in real life. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, it's been a while since I had some keyboard warrior, dude. Oh wow, what a child. Go home and think about what you did. Sorry about that, chat room. There's always gonna be one of them, right? Must eat those people up to see like how good I'm doing. Just, oh man. I imagine them just like Alright, anyway, back to work. This guy's tough. Yeah, I have your address. I'm about to send you a box of chocolates and bubble bath soap. I am doing good. Views do not equate success. Wow, a fat joke. Got anything else? Or is that all you got? Not if I'm trying to be a successful streamer, which I'm not. You would understand that if you had any knowledge of what it is that I do, but you don't. Because all you do is regurgitate grain-fed opinions that somebody told you somewhere. Oh well. Bye-bye. People are so dumb. What are some of the new races? What we're probably gonna do is we're gonna explore, like, all the different races of all the different continents of Verum. So we're gonna go do things like the Shark Eye will be playable. Basically all the elven, human, dwarven, and orcish subtypes will be playable. We'll be adding in the abyssal races, like the fish people. And then we'll be adding in a couple of other ones that people have unlocked. Things like that. Will giants be playable? I certainly want to do Jotunkind. As to what that will look like, we'll see. See you later, Killer Joy Panda. I've been swapping back and forth between this stream and YouTube, and I'm only seeing haters on the YouTube side. I wonder what's up with that. Because there's less people over there. They're cowards, ultimately. They're not going to post somewhere where people will actually respond to them. Or maybe they just don't know the Twitch, maybe? Who knows? They're just idiots. If they had any balls, they'd talk here. Well, if they had any real courage, they'd join the Discord and talk to me directly. Which I've been open to this whole time. But none of them will do that, chat, because they don't care about the truth. They don't care. They want to... Either A, they're just looking for attention, or B, they're trying to hurt my feelings. I don't give a shit. They have no Riz. They have negative Riz, yeah. I would out-mock them. That's funny. I think these places sound cool. I think the last one's gonna be a rainforest. I gotta give it some unique factor though. Wow, Taz. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Just because rage fapping is the only way for them to get themselves off doesn't mean you should call them idiots. Got 'em. Hey David, are you in the Discord? I don't recognize your name. Also, one of my favorite things to do when somebody comes in and says some awful shit is to at them and say thanks for watching. Oh, man. If you had a region named Chicken Spring Meadows, that would be a sick name. I just found you on YouTube? Oh, okay. Well, thanks for stopping. Thanks for being here. It's always nice to, you know, have an interactive chatter. Did you hear my answer, by the way, Chance? Vincent? Vincent? Okay. How does the heart thing work over here on the YouTube side? Do I just click a bunch of hearts? Huh. You can just spam it? What happens if everybody just spams it? Does it just fucking pour out at Mach 7? What a... That's kind of satisfying, though, to just click it, just be like, yes, yes, click the button. The streamer sees the button to get the clickies. That's funny. Thank you for spamming hearts in my direction. Are there alternate names for rainforests? Ooh, cloud forest. I like that. Ooh, the god hair. A true gamer will have that heart button keybind. Yeah, the Not gonna lie, having God in the name misses. Really? Think the God hair sounds bad? There we go. The Sovereign Wood. I like that. Divine Dragon Attack! He ever addressed the allegations? I remember watching years ago. Yeah, I have. I haven't made a video or anything, but I've talked about it before. Alright, cool. I think we finished the forest. The lush, verdant lands. Sovereign's Fist. I also remember watching years ago, and I'm so glad I came back. Good to have you, big dirty tuna. What was the last game you watched, Land Von Whale? It shows here that you were watching in 2022. Was it Conflux? BDT, the People's Champion. Okay. The Wildlands. This is when I get to be real intense. Because the cool thing is, too, is each region kind of represents or excuse me, each ring of the continent represents difficulty scaling. So the inner rings are more difficult than the outer rings. Yo, when are we playing Stellar Blade again? Probably tonight, actually. You weren't intense before? Oh, the Wildlands are gonna be so awesome. I just gotta think of some really cool shit. Brain. Gotta come up with it. What? Is the camera doing something? You'll never catch me. What the cam doing? Gibbity bop. Alright, I need to do a music switch. I need to get the fresh juicy. See you later, Nora. Have a good one. Can I get a rundown of what's being worked on? So right now what I'm doing is I'm working on, obviously this is a really shitty drawing on the left, but it's a diagram for the world map that I'm going to send to my artist, Crimson Crow, to make for me. I'll give you an example, in case you haven't seen it before, of what this will eventually look like. Let's see here. It will eventually look like this. That is the current world map of the continent that we just finished. So I'm working on the template / diagram that I'm going to send to the artist. Do I have the original Corvinus contract? Yeah. This was the first draft that I made in Incarnate, I think. I think I made this in there. I think I might finish these descriptions and then do my own Incarnate version and then send it to Crow. That might be better. I have a loaded question. What's going to happen to Conflux? That'll be explained whenever I do all the story explanations up to that point. Arcadum, what are the current goals for the music team for Alien Class? The current goal is to hire them. And then once I find them, get music made. Fact is, we really don't have a team right now, so. And is this shirt making me itchy or what? I can't just take off my shirt on stream. Wow. Really love a theme how Conflicts had. Yeah, me too. But I have to find musicians, so, and have money to pay them. I suppose I could do it myself, but you know, it's like I'd have to use music making programs. And what is wrong with my neck? Like, it's super itchy. Okay. Thanks, Spicy Pineapples. We did it, guys. We named them and we described them. Good work, Gus. Whew! Took us a while, but we got there. Whew! Just in time for the end of the stream, too. Good job, everyone. Alright, we got a lot done. We got our plan set up. We got all the descriptions done today. Very productive. Yeah. Super productive. I'm feeling pretty good. Heck yeah. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to yawn, I'm just... Ugh. Hell yeah. Good job, everyone. Alright, so, we're going to close things up for now, but the plan is Monday through Friday, 12 to 4, Prism Work, Alien Class streams, all that stuff. Every single day. On weekends, I'll probably do special stuff, like stream games or whatever. But yeah, so keep an eye out in the Discord if you haven't joined it yet. Please do if you'd like. Keep an eye out for the announcements because I'll be announcing each step, each thing we're working on, all that stuff. And I was also thinking about doing a a channel where I list what I've gotten done so far, so that people can keep an eye out for progress. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel, for all the gifted subs and stuff like that. And I will see you guys probably tonight. We'll play some more games in the Discord and hang out. See you guys then. Boop!